Hello YouTube, we're here with,
Justin Singh.
and what did you just do?
I got a top 8 at ARG Charlotte.
And let's go ahead and get into that deck profile.
So for this event, I wanted to play a deck that didn't lose to barrier or hand traps very easily, since Ghost Ogre is a very popular hand trap, same with Effect Failure. Trickstars can easily get around that because Slikers can have Candina always resolve under Ogre and Veiler, and they essentially neg one while you still continue your play as normal. Started off 5-0 and then lost to Dracos, which is this deck's worst matchup. Then I lost to a Magician guy in time. Then I beat Mech Knight and Invoke the last round Swiss, so I finished 8th after Swiss. And then in top 16 I played against Patrick James. He got a game loss for game 1, unfortunately. And then game 2, he had Predator Plant and left arm, but I drilled him on the Predator Plant. So he couldn't left arm, and then I kept Reincarnation so he can effectively get grass. So then I kind of mitigated his resources and won. Then I played against a Magician guy in top 8. His name was Matt McGlynn. And I didn't open any hand traps going first, so like he was able to play through my goats and then kill me with Starving Venom, since it gives all the guys piercing. Game 2, I blew him out with any spell. Game 3, he went first, opened Chronograph, Astrograph, Desires, and I didn't open Droll, and Droll was my 6th card. So I lost like how I lost in Indy versus Magicians, and Droll was my 6th card. But yeah, it's whatever. So for the deck profile, we had our Field Center Trickstar Mallow. Okay. So for the monsters, I played 3 Candina, Stratus, the Zodiac Rat Peer of the deck, really strong. Get your engine starting, 1 card starter. Play you your Zodiac Whiptail here, Trickstar Lycris. She extends your engine, goes under you guys, tags out under your Candina. Then we play our Zodiac Ram, the one of sometimes it comes up, sometimes not as much. And that gets you that extra push, that floatability, getting a Trickstar Lycris. I don't know, I have a running joke that this deck's like Zoo, although I'm going to get so much hate for saying that. So the 7 standard Trickstars monsters, I didn't want to play more than 1 Lily Bell because it's a brick kind of to open. And if I open Candina Desires, I usually just go for light stage and fisher out the deck specialer. And then I will Desires, because I don't really care if I don't have the Lycris play to go off of, because my deck plays so many starters that it doesn't matter. So you just don't want to banish her ever. So that's why that's okay. For the other cards, I played 3 Ogre, 3 Ash, and 3 Droll. I think this card is the best hand trap of the format. Veiler comes in at a close second, but I didn't want to play Veiler because I really liked Ogre and Ash. Droll just shuts down Invoked, and it's in my opinion, it's, aside from Ash, it's the 2nd strongest card in the mirror match as well, because you stop them from getting their playoff if they have to rely on terraforming on a light stage. Ogre is super strong versus Masterpiece and Electromite and stuff like that. Ash is just generically good versus the mirror and Lightsworns and stuff that rely on that. The Invoke deck is actually very popular, so this was a good choice. I made this over Veiler. I was really glad I did this instead of Veiler. So I was really comfortable with making these 9 hand traps. And it also suppresses the FTK deck, so that was another reason why I like this deck, because you are able to play so many hand traps. So those 9 were good. Trickstars have a problem getting over big monsters, so my last monster in the main were 3 Duromillions. Really good card, just generic out to basically anything, and him and Light Stage can make Ningirsu for free, since you can make Linkuriboh with him, and then Candina can get Lilybell and make Ningirsu out the Light Stage and out another card. So if you're going second, it helps you break boards pretty well, especially versus pendulums. That's it for the monsters. For the spells, I played 3 pot. Everybody likes only 2. I think 3 is really good because it's also Fuel for Eater. If you have a dead one in hand, you can just banish it from your hand sometimes. You don't ever really need it, but you still want it to see it because you want to consistently get your engine going. Being able to draw cards, and also when you side into your ton of trap cards, you want to be able to draw them. So Desires is just adding for consistency, obviously. And this deck can't play Upstart because you're burning. 3 Zodiac Barrage, or should I say Trickster Light Stage, because then it does get you your Candina, basically. And 3 Terraforming, basically. So 3 more Barrages. So those are that. Then we played 3 goats. This card is absolute trash versus pendulums. I would suggest you never keep it in if you're going second. If you keep this thing going second, maybe sometimes even first, I guess it's kind of bad, but like you have the trap cards to help you, but this going second versus pendulums is the worst card. Reason being is if you're playing against a good pendulum player, like you could kind of mitigate their board with like Gamma Seal and Eater and stuff. You set goat, this card does nothing because it'll just make us starving and they'll swing at you, and then if you have goat, they will just pierce through all your goats, and it's just basically them attacking you directly, so it does nothing. And yeah, that's how I lost game 1, because goat didn't do anything versus me in top 8 for me in top 8. Played 3 Cosmic Cyclones. So just good generic removal and mirror match. Hangers, that's really strong for hanger, and it's really good against scales under pin call. So I like that. And since this deck struggles going second versus established forwards, I played Raigeki and Dark Hole. I'm glad I did this. Also helps out like big monsters. So like since I only play Eater and I don't play Honest or anything, my deck really needed this. And I only played 4 trap cards, which are 3 Reincarnation and a Judgment. So yep, as you can tell, like my deck kind of loses their spell monster Masterpiece. Like I kind of have to rely a lot on Borlo, which is really bad game 1. But that's just game 1. So I'm like, I made my deck very good to beat the mirror match, Invoked, and Magicians. But I just knew I'd just have to take the L against Draco, which is one of my losses in Swiss. But it was fine. So like, I am glad that I made the deck as I did. So it's 40 in the main. Let me have our 4 goat tokens. Then for the extra deck, we did 1 Top Logic. This comes up. It's really good in the mirror match or against Invoked as well, because you, if you can read that they have a goat, because usually like Invoke goes second, and against the mirror match, their real backer is really just Scapegoat. So if they're letting all your plays go through, you know, they have Scapegoat, you would make this guy, and then you sit in your Candina. Then end phase, the light stage will unlock the card, and they had to flip the goat then. And then you can, and during the end phase, still the priority pass back, and you can just bounce the Candina, summon Lycris, and then nuke all their goats. And then they basically have nothing. And then they have to have Eater to out this guy. So this card's really good in the mirror and against Invoked. 1 Sarja, you can make it if you are lacking a starter card, and then Goat can get with Goat, and then you can get to your starter card. 1 Borlo Dragon to out Big Guys, and it's my outside Masterpiece, game 1 versus Draco. 1 Firewall. A Firewall looped, I think it was like 4 times with the combo with Lycris and Lilybell. It comes up, and it's like really good against Magicians when you draw them, because they sometimes will have like an Electromite or like a Dark Room in attack mode, and you could just like keep a Firewall looping them. 1 Deco Talker. It's like pretty good against Rogue and against the Time Graph. Ningirsu, favorite link in this deck. 1 Electromite, it's a Cherry's target. It's also like fodder for Eater if I'm not playing against Magicians, which is really good. 1 Holly Angel. Very underrated card. This card is so good in this deck. Helps you so much. 1 Proxy. Good to make if you can't make Ebb. So 1 Ebb. 1 Misses. 1 Link Karibo. 1 Link Spider. Sometimes I miss the second one, but I'm glad I didn't play it. Like I didn't really need it. I know my deck doesn't rely on Goat. 1 Break Sword. This, I'm so glad I added this in. It helps just out problems. And it's just a good monster to have on board. So like Candina, Break Sword, Lycris does very like a lot of damage, and this helps that. And then the final Cherry's target was Buster, also Eater fodder. So that's it for the extra deck. And for the side deck, I played 3 Winter Cherries, 2 Gamma Seal. I originally was playing 3, but I changed it because I wanted better trap cards. So it kind of helped because I didn't expect that much Draco, which I was kind of right on. There was like 1 or 2, but it was like 2 good players like the top with it. But I don't think I really needed 2. Or it's outs Vortex too, so like that's kind of relevant. 3 Barrier because Pendulums. 3 Evenly Matched Draco and Pendulums. And the cards I cut because I was playing I think it was like Strikes and a Warning or something like that, and the 3rd game Seal. I cut them for 2 Anti-Spell, so it helps again in the pen matchup, and 2 Brain Crush. So this card is for the mirror match mainly and Invoked. so you can snipe their invocation without having to use a reincarnation, or you can snipe evenly match, or you snipe in the mirror when they bounce their Candina, you just snipe Candina, and then that's how you can easily win the mirror. So you keep this in game 1, like game 2 and game 3 against the mirror. And yeah, that was the deck. It performed really well. I really liked it. Yeah.
Do you have any shoutouts?
Yeah, I'd like to shout out my sponsors, MetaMats. Like, provide this awesome mat, as you can see. It's like my custom mat for my team, Titan Esports. I'd like to shout them out as well. Also like to shout out Trey Lewis for lending me his Trickstar deck basically for the event. I'd like to shout out Elise for testing with me all week with this deck. So that's how I kind of like decided on it. I was going to play Paleo before. I kind of decided on this at the last minute, so I was kind of glad I played this deck. Shout out to Larry for like having like last minute conversation with me about the deck. It's kind of helpful. Shout outs for to Marcus for testing with me a little bit before the event. There's yeah, shout outs to the rest of the people on my team: Michael, Joe, Jacob, Zach, and yeah, David. Yep, that's it.